Today I went to look up the formula for movement and I couldn't find it. Not like moving your arms and your legs and your extremities, but moving through space and time. So I started to think to myself and I was like, all right, what do you need to move? I said, you need some type of force. You need some type of energy, some force. And that force needs some type of resistance. And that resistance and that force is going to equal some pressure, and the pressure moves you. So the energy you use, the force you use to lift your leg and walk in the ground is your resistance. And that's going to create pressure. And with that pressure, you can jump, skip, diddle-oo, my darling. You can run or continue to walk. Same thing when you're in water. When you're in water, water creates a resistance just because it's there. So you can do your arms like this. The force of you doing that will create pressure to spring you forward. The same way with a boat propeller, create air pressure because of the force and the resistance of the water. You take the resistance away, like lifting a boat out the water, the boat will not go anywhere. Same thing with an airplane, but replace water pressure with air pressure. Now this is where it gets tricky. Out of space, if there's no gravity, if it's void of air pressure, water pressure, or any pressure, if you just, there's no buoyancy, you just floating around, what resistance are you using with these space shuttles to shoot yourself forward, to move around out of space? Because you're using an instrument that was made on Earth to move around with Earth elements. When you go out of space where there's no gravity, how are you shooting yourself forward when there's no resistance? Then you use rocket fuel. Rocket fuel lets me know that you're using combustible engines. Combustible engines usually have some type of air intake because you're using small explosions. You're using the fuel for making small explosions inside these engines. And in order to have an explosion, you need fire. In order to have fire, you need oxygen, air. If there's no air out of space, how are these combustible engines working? And what resistance are you using to shoot yourself forward while you're in space? Think about it. You need something to press against in order to move, whether it be the ground, water, or air. You heard this here first.